All right, here we are. We're live. Hello, I am Rachel Detroit. I'm a life coach. So what we got going on here today is we're making some chicken shawarma. So I'm Rachel Detroit. I'm a life coach. So I help people change their lifestyle. So by changing your lifestyle, you feel a lot better. So I'm talking about the way you sleep, the way you eat, the way you manage stress, physical movement, right? So those are your lifestyle, your relationships, your substance intake. All right, so we got no one watching yet, but that's okay. The show goes on. Let me tell you what I got going on here. I already have chicken shawarma in the oven. So I already put one in the oven. So then by the time I'm done showing you guys how to make it, there'll be one that's finished and it's going to be in the oven already. So it'll be finished and I'll be able to show you guys and build a salad out of it. All right, but let's get started here with the process. Okay, so, getting these gloves on. So we have chicken thighs. You can use any type of protein. Maybe you use tofu for this. Maybe you use chicken breasts because you want it a little bit more lean. Maybe you use chicken thighs and chicken breasts. Whatever. But the point is, you're going to need something that's boneless because we're putting it inside of a loaf pan. All right, let's get the spices going. So first things first, I'm going to put all my spices in a bowl here. I have them all set out right here, and I'll tell you guys what they are. So inside of the description, I put a link to the spices that you could buy that is already pre-made. So you can go ahead and do that otherwise. And I'll post a recipe. So if you don't follow my Facebook page, get on it. And I'll be posting the recipe soon. But all right, so let's get into it. So we have, to start, we got cumin, paprika, cardamom, red pepper flakes, ground cinnamon. So I'm going to go ahead and do 1.5 teaspoons of cumin. And you can kind of play with this. So what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to put all the spices in the bowl first. I'm going to combine all of the spices. And then I'm going to put it inside of a Ziploc bag with the chicken to marinate with the oil and the lemon. So we have, I probably could have done this to start, put all the spices out. All right, and then we have coriander. We're going to do my little recipe right here. Oh, I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of coriander. So far we have cumin, coriander. We're going to do some cardamom. And the cardamom, ground cardamom, really gives it a lot of flavor. All right. So 1.5 teaspoons of that. And then I'm going to use, instead of red pepper flakes, I like to use Aleppo pepper. So Aleppo pepper is very similar to red pepper flakes, but it's going to have more of a like citrusy, bright flavor to it. This is a Middle Eastern type of, it's very similar to crushed red pepper flakes, but it has a brighter taste to it. Brighter, more, like I said, citrusy. We're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of that, but if you like it to be more spicy, you can go full teaspoon. And like I said, make sure you follow and like my Facebook page so then I can post the recipe. All right, so next we got paprika in here. Then we're going to get this all combined together on the chicken. And we're going to make this in a loaf pan. So chicken shawarma, do 1.5 teaspoons of red pepper flakes. Oops. All right. Sometimes I have like all my spices already set out, and I probably could have done it for this one too. That's all right. All right. And then we're going to do some salt. This I want you to do to your taste. So the recipe calls for a tablespoon. I'm going to do maybe a teaspoon and a little bit. All right, so we got all of our spices in there. And then I'm going to combine them thoroughly. show you guys what we got going on. Oops. Hey, everybody who's joining, and if anybody's catching the replay, I'm happy that you're coming to catch the replay. All right, I'm Rachel Detroit. I'm a life coach. I help people change their lifestyle. And the way that we do it is by focusing on 2 or 3 main things that you want to do instead of saying like, oh, we have to change everything. What are 2 or 3 main things that you can really zero down in so that you can accomplish what you want? So I'm a life coach and I help people do that. Give you the tools to be successful in that. All right, so we have this. Now we're gonna do our lemon juice. We need a 1/3 cup of lemon juice. And then this recipe also calls for oil, right? So you might not use oil. You might not like that. So you could also skip it. Maybe add water. All right, so we got that going. And then I really want to show you guys the Lebanese pickles that really make this shawarma come together. All right. I'm a little rusty from doing these cooking demos. I haven't done one in a little while. All right, usually I have everything ready to rock. Okay, so we got our lemon. Let's start getting this stuff together. So I have my Ziploc right here. I'm going to do all the chicken stuff in a Ziploc. So I'm going to use about 3.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. That's what I'm using. You can use tofu. You can use chicken breast. You can mix it up. You can do whatever feels best for you. All right, so putting them all in the bag, and you could really only let it marinate for 15 minutes, whatever you want, but the longer that you let it marinate, the better it's gonna taste. Oops. All right, so I have about 3.5-ish pounds in here. All right, so I have my seasoning. I'm gonna pour that all over in this thing. And then here's another thing. I have 10 cloves of garlic. Ooh, let me wash my hands for touching that chicken. Let me wash my little gloves off. But what I have is 10 cloves of minced garlic. Okay, if you don't like that much garlic, then you probably would want to use a little bit less, right? So I have 10 cloves of minced garlic, and what I also have is an onion. So I sliced an entire onion, and that I'm gonna layer inside of the chicken shawarma. All right, so right here, as you see, this is my sliced onion, and I just sliced them like this, like really easy, really thin. Oops, super simple. Whatever that shape is called, who knows? There's probably a name for it. Drop it in the chat if you know what that shape's called, what this cutting style is. And then I have 10 cloves of garlic that I've minced in the right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drop this all, inside. If you don't like onions, you can skip it, but I do want to share with you guys, onions and garlic are really amazing prebiotics. So all the time we focus on probiotics, we have to get the probiotics in our yogurt and this and that, but we don't really focus that much on the prebiotics. So prebiotics are essential for building that gut microbiome and that healthy gut bacteria. And so prebiotics are in your onions, in your garlic. All right, I'm gonna do a 1/3 cup of lemon, just about. That's in there. And then I'm gonna do a 1/4 cup of olive oil. So again, if you don't like to use oil, maybe you use some water, maybe you use some, my mouth wanted to say milk, but I think that's kind of weird, but maybe it would work. Maybe some yogurt, you could use yogurt. All right, so we do about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. So this is the kind that I like, extra virgin, it's cold pressed, comes in this little number right here. I like this guy. There's no cholesterol in olive oil. you're looking to watch your cholesterol. All right, so let's get all that in there. Make sure we got everything. Olive oil, lemon juice, 3.5 pounds, all the spices. Beautiful. All right, cool. So everything is here. Set my cutting board over. All right, and then we're gonna shake this bag up. So we got everything. And if you were doing this with tofu, I know I have a lot of my plant-based fam on here. If you're doing this with tofu, it's gonna be the same thing, right? You would probably use 2.5 blocks of this tofu for this many spices, maybe 2.5, yep, 2.5 blocks. You could cube them, you could slice them. You could actually slice them quite thin and layer them for that chicken shawarma style here. All right, so everything is beautifully coated. Everything is beautifully coated. All right, cool. So the next thing is what we're gonna put this in. And so for the sake of the demonstration, usually I would let that marinate overnight. Let's see, where'd my little pan go? But for the sake of this demonstration, I'm gonna just layer it into the pan, pour the marinade over it, and then I'll end up putting it in the fridge and letting it marinate longer. But that way you can see how the layering is done. One side fine. Oh, here it is. It's like I just looked at it. Okay, so I'm using a loaf pan. So the one that I have already in the oven is inside of a loaf pan. You can grease your loaf pan. You can, I like to use parchment paper, but you can do whatever you want. All right, so I have it in parchment, and we're gonna pack the chicken in there pretty tightly. And then also, just so you guys know, we're gonna make a salad out of this. So I have my romaine lettuce here, I have tomatoes, I have a little bit of purple cabbage, and then what else are we gonna put on this? The Lebanese pickles. So we got these right here. I just picked these up from the Arabic store. Cucumber pickles, they're in a can, but these are the ones. These are the ones. These are the ones. These are the ones you gotta get. Super good, Lebanese pickles. All right, so we got that. Okay. Let's get down and dirty with stacking this up. So like I said, the one that's already in the oven has been marinating overnight. So it's gonna be a lot, it's gonna be really, like, it's the smell in my home is just really, it's so good. All right, so I'm gonna start layering these. All right, and then I'll pour the rest of the juice on top. Okay, and it's really nice that the onions will be all within it with that flavor too. Onions and garlic. Let's see if you guys can see. Oops, I got 2 big ones in here. Okay, so I'll do the first ones, and then I'm gonna bring it up to the camera to show you. I'll do the first, maybe like 3. And so what you wanna do when you're building your loaf pan is you wanna pack this tight. You wanna get your chicken in there and you wanna pack it tight. So, because when it comes out of the oven, it's gonna be full of juices. We're gonna flip it over. So you wanna make sure that that's packed pretty darn tight. I can get such in the zone when I'm cooking. I almost forgot that I was doing this live. getting at all these onions, all this garlic. So good. All right. And the main point, like I've said, is to just make sure that you pack everything so tightly. I'm gonna get a rinse, and then I'll show you guys a close-up of it. Hey, thank you guys for coming on and watching. Whoever's on here, I appreciate it a lot. I'm gonna be doing these more and more on Fridays because now, well, why? Because now I'm more comfortable with cooking the meat in front of people. All right, because it's a big transition to go from being vegan for 5 years and then to being like, well, this is what my body needs. I'm feeling a lot better eating meat and you know, and like accepting that, right? And so, anyways, I haven't been doing the cooking, but cooking is my thing. I mean, if you guys thought I cooked vegetables real good, just wait till you taste the other stuff I cook. All right, so it's tightly packed in here. Super tightly packed in here. And then usually we would put it in the oven, but because I already have one in the oven, I'm gonna just kind of cover this. I'll cover it after. I'll go back in. I'm just gonna set it in the refrigerator right now. But then I'm gonna cover it and I'll let it marinate overnight. All right, so we got 10 minutes still on what's going on in the oven. So let's get our salad ready to go. Then that chicken will come out of the oven, and then we're going to build this shawarma salad. All right, beautiful. So let's get these pickles open. So if you haven't had these are the infamous Lebanese pickles. I'm just gonna wash my hand again because you can never be too clean when working with chicken. All right. All right, so let's whip those pickles open. These guys. Oops. All right, this can was $3.29. And what I'm gonna do, because it has liquid in it, and I won't eat all the pickles right now, I'm gonna just pour this entire can into this glass container with the juices. So that way they stay preserved. I might not need all the juices, but come on out, Mr. Pickles. Let me get this. Everybody come on out. All right, here they come. Perfect. There they are. Here you guys are all here. All right, perfect. So I'm gonna keep the liquid from this so that way they can stay in the refrigerator and stay pretty well preserved. So these are the Lebanese pickles. This is what they look like. They come in a can. They can come in a jar too. I went into the Middle Eastern store, the Arabic store today, and I picked them up and I said to the gentleman, I was like, hey, I'm here for some pickles. And he goes, half the store is pickles. Look where you want. And I was like, okay, perfect. All right, so here are my pickles. Let's slice these babies up. Getting our salad bed ready. So let's prepare. Here's my little plate. Here we go. And you can put so many other things on top of this. You can put, we got a comment in the thing, they are delicious, Nina saying about the pickles. They sure are delicious. Uh-huh. All right, so you can put a bunch of stuff on this salad. Drop some things in the comments. Let me know what you would put on this fattoush salad. You could put samat, onions with onion. Well, I don't know. I do know. An Arabic spice called samat, which carries like a lemony flavor. With onions, you could put that on. I don't know if I'm cutting these pickles kind of silly. All right. Beautiful. And they taste so good. Getting them together for a salad. And so this will be out in just a few minutes. And the best part will be when we take the shawarma out of the oven. So I'll show you guys what we got going on right here. I don't know how to flip the camera, so let's just take you guys right on into the oven. Da! Ooh, maybe it doesn't really look like it's gonna be done. Well, we'll see. Let's see what happens. We'll check it in 5 minutes. All right, so I'll put this back up here. I should have started cooking it earlier, but progress, not perfection. Let's see. Thanks for sharing. This looks so good. I'm excited to make it later this week. I wish I could eat it with you today. Love it. I wish so too, Trey. Thanks for being here. All right, let's get some more pickles chopped up. Then we'll build this salad, and then we'll pull that chicken out. We'll put it right on top, and I'm gonna eat it. Super good. You could put some parsley on top too. And I'm just using romaine lettuce. All right, I'm gonna do one more pickle, and I think that's probably plenty. And I'll put the rest in the fridge, so that's why it's important to keep the liquid. Pickles. All right. Okay, got the pickles. Let's get this salad built. Make sure you guys can see it. All right, I'm going to build it right over here. So, of course, first we got the lettuce on the bottom, right? And so thinking about meal prep, right? How are you going to get yourself ready for the week? What are you going to do? You could put this in several containers and set it up in your refrigerator, ready to go, right? So you set up a bunch of salads, put the protein on top, and just have it ready for the week. A lot of people that I work with find so much benefit, so much freedom, so much in preparing, meal planning, preparing in advance. All right, well, I'm gonna make this pretty. Got a few minutes left in the oven. I'm a little nervous that it's not gonna be cooked. All right, so let's put that purple cabbage on top. I love purple cabbage. Not everybody does. I don't know how Lebanese a purple cabbage is, but I just want to put it on everything. All right, and then we got some tomatoes. Let's get these pickles on here. Then we'll put the chicken right on top. And you could go deeper with how you're creating your salad. You could put more on it. You could put, like I said, you could put parsley. You might put olives. You could put not cucumbers. I don't think that would be very good. Did you say you added cinnamon? If so, how much? Yeah, I did add cinnamon, and we did a half teaspoon of cinnamon. Yeah, good question. All right, so here's the bed, the salad bed. We've made our bed, now we can sleep in it. All right, so we got 2 minutes over here. And as this is going, as this oven, as it's still baking, I hope that it's done. But I'll talk a little bit about, let's see, we got some things in the chat. Pears, you could put pears on it. Purple cabbage is great with fattoush salad. That's what, we got that in the comments. Cool, beautiful. So with preparing meals, with meal prep, you're gonna wanna make sure that you're covering all of your essential nutrients in here, okay? So let's take a look at what we have here. We have veggies. We have the purple cabbage, high in antioxidants. And you notice this is mostly like a lower carb salad, right? There's like not carbs here. I'm not driving this with carbohydrates. As you remove carbs from your diet, sugars, you become more focused, right? So for this salad, there are no carbs or sugars that much for my body to run on. So my body's going to run on the other types of nutrients here that are available. So like I have olive oil on the chicken. Chicken thighs tend to be fattier. So instead of running on the sugars and the carbs, my body's going to be running on the fats. So that's an efficient way to have your body, like when people say we get into ketosis, that is an efficient way to have your body run. All right, so this says it's done in 2 minutes. I mean, not 2 minutes, 2 seconds now. All right, so let's see. Let me get my oven mitt. I'm a little nervous it's not done. Let's see. It's looking so beautiful. And what I actually need to do is I'm just going to take a thigh and I'm going to cut it open and see if it's cooked or not before we get down and dirty with this. Well, it's looking cooked. Everybody's looking pretty darn cooked. Okay, put that back in there. I'm going to take another, I may as well let you guys see what I got going on here. This is a team effort. So I don't have a meat thermometer. No, it's not fully cooked. All right, team. I'm going to have to put this back in there. We got some pieces that aren't fully cooked, and I don't have a meat thermometer, but I want to show you. I'm going to end up putting that back in here, in there, but I want to show you what it's looking like. And I do want to show you guys dumping it out. So feeling kind of sad that it's not done, but it's smelling amazing. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty bummed that it's not finished. All right, let's put this back into the oven. It's beautiful, and it smells so good. I'll go over the recipe again. I'm gonna put it in for 10 more minutes. I'm gonna yap for 10 more minutes, and I'm gonna put this in. I'm gonna give it some more time, and we'll see who's still on watching. So I was a high school teacher for 8 years. I'm good at leading the conversation about. I'm good at killing the time. All right, so I got this. I'm gonna put this back in the oven. I need another oven mitt, but I don't have one. All right, let's get this bad boy in the oven one more time. All right, so we got our chicken shawarma in the oven. Let's put the timer. We're gonna do 10 more minutes. Boom. All right, so looks amazing. Yap away. Love it. Cool. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for being a team and sticking around. All right, Sandy looks amazing. Thank you so much. And then yap away. Looks like I'm gonna yap. Oops, it looks like my camera's tilted. All right, so I'll go over the recipe again. So if anybody who's joining late or anybody who's like, what are you guys up to? So we're making chicken shawarma salads. And so I'm touching the camera a lot. Here's the process. Let me get this off. Whoops. Okay, so here's the process. I have 3.5 pounds of chicken thighs. So I had 3.5 pounds and I marinated them with 1/3 cup of lemon juice, a 1/4 cup of olive oil, some salt. You could do it to taste. I used 1.5 teaspoons. 1.5 teaspoons of ground cardamom. Chef's kiss. The depth of that flavor. It has like a kind of like a sweet bold flavor to it. There's cardamom in there, 1.5 teaspoons of cardamom, 1.5 teaspoons of paprika, smoked paprika. You could use regular paprika too. It's gonna give it that color. It's gonna give it more of like a brown looking color. I like smoked paprika because I find personally there is more depth in that flavor, more boldness in the flavor. And the way that I like to eat and the way I like to use spices is to create boldness. I like to have like depth of flavor in the food. And we think about the Middle Eastern tradition, we think about there are really bold flavors. And when you think about country to country, I would say Lebanese food, which I'm Lebanese, Lebanese flavors, Lebanese culture, I would say that our food is probably more mild in terms of the spice profile. So if you go to like countries like Iraq or other Middle Eastern countries, I found personally eating their food, the flavors of the spices are like way more bold than in the Lebanese cooking. So I love the bold flavors. All right, so we got ground cardamom, we got paprika. I use smoked, like I said, because I like the boldness. This is ground cumin. I used, instead of crushed red pepper flakes, we have Aleppo peppers, which is from, what country is this from? I want to say like Syria. It's Syrian. Pretty sure it's Syrian. If you know, drop it in the chat. But Aleppo pepper, I'm pretty sure it's like a Syrian spice, but it's got a lot more flavor, brightness versus like a red pepper flake, which is pretty, in my opinion, it's spicy, but it doesn't have like any depth. Whereas like an Aleppo pepper, you'll have kind of citrusy, kind of bright. And I think that's really beautiful in food. And then I have ground cinnamon. I have 10 cloves of minced garlic. So it's heavy on the garlic. If you don't like that much garlic, don't use it. And then I also slice an onion and I put it within there. You know what could be kind of nice on this salad? A little bit of sliced onion on here. And I already put chicken on this cooking book. It was cooked chicken, but it's a little bit out of my wheelhouse. So I think I'll slice a little bit more of that onion, and I'll put that on the salad it's a white onion. No, it's not white. It's yeah, definitely you'll want to use a different cutting board for meat and for veg for sure. But I did put a little bit of cooked chicken on this guy. All right, let's cut this onion, and then hopefully our food is ready to go in a sec. Wonder how long I'm gonna have to stall for until that's all cooked. And so anybody who's joining late or anybody who's watching the replay, we made chicken shawarma. I'm Rachel Detroit. I'm a life coach, so I help people get what they want in life. So it's like your diet has been so terrible for you for so long. Well, what's holding you back? Let's change that. So I help people find the path to what they want. Some people work on their health. Some people work on their business. So it's quite open. But really what I find is that most people that I work with, what a huge byproduct is they find acceptance for themselves in a new way that they've never had before, like understanding. So if you're looking to change your life, if you're looking to change your lifestyle, if you need help with meal planning, I do that. And everything I do in coaching is done for you. So you need a meal plan, I make the meal plan. Grocery list, I make the grocery list. Workouts, I make the workouts. Right? So it's like I create for you a very accessible way for you to achieve and get what you want. Because a lot of times people aren't quite sure what they should eat or how to make that, how to decide how to make a proper plate. All right. Whoopsies. I thought maybe some onions would be kind of cute on here. And then, still waiting on Mr. Chicken Thighs in the oven. How long did you marinate the chicken for? So, the one that's in the oven, I did it overnight because I wanted it to really absorb that flavor. So I would say 24 hours. You can do 24 hours if you can, but if not, I mean, you could just do it right away. Maybe 15 minutes if you have 15 minutes to marinate. I mean, you just go with what you got. But, and like I said, the spices I used here, I used them individually. So I made my own spice mixture, but there are, like I put it in the description, there are spice mixtures that are chicken shawarma spice, meat shawarma spice. So you can do that too. All right, so we got 3 more minutes left on the clock. I'm gonna wait for it. I'm gonna be here. So I'm gonna wait for it. I'm gonna see it and then just hope that it's cooked. But, so you wanna put it in the oven for about 45 minutes and check with a meat thermometer to see when it's fully cooked through. I did 45 minutes. It seems like I stacked my chicken a little bit too thick. And we do leave it uncovered. So it looks like my 3.5 pounds was probably a little bit more. And so it's taking more time to bake through. But what this really means is that I'm gonna have so much chicken shawarma that I'm just gonna be so happy to have all this chicken. All right, so we made our little salad bowl here. Start putting some of this aside. And there's also, you could make the toom sauce, the garlic sauce. A lot of people love the Lebanese toom, the Lebanese garlic sauce. And it's a combination. You can make it in a variety of different ways. I've made it with, so this is my kind of out there way that I've made it to avoid oil. I've made it with avocado, so just garlic, lemon, and avocado. And that turns into a nice garlicky Lebanese spread. Similar to toom, it's a different color, right? It's not that white color that you see in the, you know, when you, it's green, although it doesn't have oil, but it has really healthy fats in it. So you can do it with avocado. You can do it with the oil. And if you put that in a food processor, like the oil and the garlic and is there lemon in toom? Yeah, and the lemon. Sorry. But it has to spin fast. It's got to go quick for it to make this, to like coagulate, to make like a thicker, right? We got 30 seconds here. But you could put toom on this salad. That would be nice. I don't think, for the chicken, I don't think that I would like tahini, but you might. We got 20 seconds. I don't know if that's going to be the answer. All right, let's get this guy out. So beautiful. Let's put this down. Put it on there. Wow, it's smelling just amazingly beautiful. It smells so good. I'm going to pull out a chicken thigh from the bottom and take a look at it. And then we're going to pour this whole thing out. Gosh, it's so beautiful. I wish you guys could smell what I'm smelling. All right, so let's pull out. So here's a teachable moment. Things don't always go as planned. So it was definitely not planned that this would need a little bit longer for cooking, that I would have to, right? So when things don't go as planned, here's my little teachable moment. When things don't go as planned, you just got to keep going. You just got to keep doing what you're doing. And a lot of times, like when I work with clients, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. A lot of times when I work with clients, things do not go as planned, right? And we just have to keep going. Just have to keep on keeping on. All right, I want to show you guys what this is looking like, and then we're gonna pour it out. Oh wait, I can't show you. Duh. Let me bring the camera. This is probably not a good spot. Let me bring the camera to the chicken. That's better. Then we'll pour it out. So let me show you guys a close-up of how amazing. Right? All that juiciness. Okay, so let me put you guys right over here so you can get a nice view of what we are about to do. Okay, so we have our chicken. We're gonna pour it into another dish. So I'm gonna pour it all right here. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is actually pour some of this juice out. So I took all the juice out. You can't see it. I have a little bowl plate right here. So I poured all of the juice out. And I have it in this right here, sitting right here. So now, just make sure this doesn't fall. So I have all the juice set aside. There's my little chicken thigh still floating. But now what I'm gonna do is I'll pour parchment paper isn't making it super easy, but we keep on keeping on. Ah! It's breaking. All right, we're just gonna have to pour it like this. Let me get this parchment out of here. See? I love not being perfect. Great, and now all my chicken kind of fell out, but that's all right. Ah, that's not cute. All right, here's all my chicken. It's kind of wild going. All right, so we got our chicken. Let's put this stuff aside. All right, and now what I'm gonna do, now that the chicken is here, I'm gonna pour some of the juice over it. Okay, and now I'm going to slice the chicken. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I mean, look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. If you stuck around to see this, I'm glad you did because it's really coming out just beautiful. It's cooked thoroughly. All right, so we got some chicken here. Let's finish building our salad. So that's probably plenty for Whoops. Maybe just throw it on the ground. All right. Let's pull this up. Let's see. I think it will stop by for some dinner. All right. So here's our chicken shawarma salad. So what we can do too is with the rest of the meat, you're going to want to cut it all up. You're going to want to put the juices back, all of the juices back into it. Cut it all up, put the juices back into it. And then you're ready to go. But here's our salad. Let me know what you guys think. Beautiful. I'm always looking for ways to cook animal protein for the carnivores in my house. Thanks for sharing this. I love it. All right, so I'm going to get my gloves off. I'm going to change the camera position. Thank you guys for sticking around. Oops, everybody who showed up to watch, anybody who's catching the replay. Meal prepping shouldn't be hard. What you eat shouldn't be complex. Very simple ingredients, very simple to make. What are you doing to support your health? So if you're looking for a sign to start meal prepping, to get it together, this is your sign. Right? And if you're looking for coaching, I'm looking for you. I want you to go to my website, racheldetroitcoaching.com, and you can apply for a free coaching consultation. It's completely free. And during this call, what we'll do is we'll navigate what it would look like for you to actually create this life that you say you want. So if you're curious about it, what this might be, how it would work, racheldetroitcoaching.com, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye-bye.